Well, again, you're assuming first that there's a God.
Well, obviously, you're right. I'm coming from a theistic worldview.
Yeah, I understand that, but I mean, that,
and
again,
I'm pointing out to you that if there is no God, there is nothing absolutely wrong with me murdering him, because morality is relative if there is no God.
Two voices collide over a brutal test case. If moral rules are real, where do they come from? Is wrong built into reality or invented by human agreement? If your mind can misread what's real, can it also misread what's right? And if a majority votes one way, does that make it true or just popular? In the next exchange, the debate shifts from definitions to consequences, and neither side lets the other escape. Let's dive in.
How can you know that that's reality when you're limited by your perception? That's my point, is that reality lies beyond our perception. We can't know it.
Well, how do you know that you're having a conversation with me right now and that I'm not just a bad dream you're having?
You can't know that.
Fine. I can't know if he's sitting right here. Well, right about now, I got to make a decision. And the decision is real simple. Stop playing noetic games. You have to decide right now whether his face starts there or whether this is just a dream you're having. The evidence is his face starts right there. That's why my fist stops there. So let's stop playing these fuzzy intellectual games. Reality exists. And the challenge for you and for me as thinking human beings is to get in touch with reality.
Why should we stop playing intellectual games?
Because reality demands not game playing, reality demands solid thinking, grappling with the issues, grappling with the evidence.
You call them games, and I call it a journey to try to figure out as a human being what it is that is. But you call it a game. I mean, by calling it a game, you're reducing it into something that makes it very easy for you to attack. But that's not really what it is. It's not a game. They're questions. They're questions about what is, and they're perfectly valid.
Sure.
So, I mean, because
I said I was playing a game. If I'm going to insist, well, maybe he really is a dream. Right about now, I got to make a decision.
Wasn't there a difference between the practical and theoretical?
Well, I'm out here insisting reality exists. And the challenge for me is, as a thinking human being, to get in touch with what's real. And this whole idea that my mind defines reality is bogus. My mind does not define reality. The challenge for my mind is to get in touch with what's real.
So if I give you a frontal lobotomy, what are you going to see as real? I mean, is real going to change to you?
If you inject chemicals into my body, if you destroy my brain, obviously I'm either going to become insane or I'm going to have no thinking ability at all. It's because you've destroyed my rational center, my brain.
That's my point exactly. Is that that's where you lie, your perception. And if we change your brain, then you change, your reality changes.
No. If you change my brain, my thinking process changes. I don't suddenly have 4 arms. I got 2 arms still. I don't suddenly have 3 legs. Reality doesn't change if you destroy my brain. My thinking process changes, and I lose touch with reality as I go into insanity. Yes, that's true.
So if you lose touch with reality, then your reality changes. Your reality changes. Reality doesn't, your reality changes.
Thank you for that distinction. You're correct. I agree.
And that's my point. You're the center. You're the center. Because reality doesn't change, but once we change your reality, you can't see anything else.
I can't see any. All right, fine. If you perform a lobotomy on me and take away my rational powers, you're right. I will lose touch with reality. But when I lose touch with reality, I don't create another reality that is real. I create another reality that's insane, and I become insane. I lose touch with reality. Now, I'm speaking to people out here who have not lost touch with reality in terms of mental insanity. I don't think you'd be a student here if you were insane. So I'm appealing to you, use the rational mind that God has given you, realize order does not come about by accident, realize the order and design of the cosmos demands some type of intelligent mind, some type of God. Realize life comes from life. Just look at your experience. Plant life comes from plant life, animal life comes from animal life, human life comes from human life.
Define those. Moral absolutes and love. Define those words.
Moral absolutes. It is absolutely wrong for me to murder him.
Why?
Because he has a value that comes from his creator as a man created in the image of God. And when I murder him, I am attacking the God who created him and I am denigrating a human being created with an innate value and significance.
Well, again, you're assuming first that there's a God.
Well, obviously, you're right. I'm coming from a theistic worldview.
Yeah, I understand that, but I mean, that
And
again,
I'm pointing out to you that if there is no God, there is nothing absolutely wrong with me murdering him. Because morality is relative if there is no God.
Define murder.
Murder is killing motivated by selfishness, hatred, revenge. It's different from killing. If I kill him motivated by selfishness, hatred, revenge, that's murder. Every one of you moral relativists down deep are convinced that you know a better way. Come on, if you think that morality is relative, then let me ask you something. What's your position, just think of it, what's your position on abortion, homosexuality, battered wives, abused children, and women's rights? If you're a moral relativist, you have to acknowledge that the opposite of your position, whatever your position is equally valid. And I don't think you do that. All of my moral relativist friends quietly assume we know what's right, Cliffe, we really do. My moral relativist friends say morality is relative because they don't want to become fanatical. But down deep, all of my moral relativist friends quietly assume we know what really is right, though.
well,
You can't live out moral relativism.
but it's human moral relativism. You see what I'm saying? It's relative to human beings. You see, when you take a life or you murder somebody, it's relative to human life. It has nothing to do with the eternal life. It has nothing to do with what else there is. And when you're talking about your moral relativist friends, that's what they're saying when they have certain moral values about battered wives or rape. They're saying that those are human wrongs because they cause human suffering, not because they cause eternal suffering. And that's the relativism.
No, sir. If there is no God, he has no intrinsic value, and I have no intrinsic value.
It has human value, and
If
that's
there
it.
is no God, this is a hunk of primordial slime evolved to a high order, and this is a hunk of primordial slime evolved to a higher order. And for me to rape another hunk of primordial slime evolved to a higher order is not absolutely wrong. Or for me to murder another hunk of primordial slime evolved to a higher order is not absolutely wrong. If there is no God, there is no conscious mind prior to the human mind, which means, obviously, it's the human mind that creates right and wrong, which means it is relative. There are no moral absolutes.
Well, wouldn't the majority then decide what is right and what is wrong?
Yeah, that's a
Society.
scary thought, isn't it? That's a real scary thought.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's scary, but isn't it reality?
No, I can promise you, I have the utmost respect for those individuals throughout history who have fought against the status quo, following their conscience instead of following the majority opinion. And I trust you have that similar respect for them. Be it a Gandhi, be it a Dr. Martin Luther King, those people who have the courage to follow their conscience instead of following the status quo, you and I respect highly, don't we?
Not really, I don't.
Okay, that's another difference you and I have.
I mean, again, that's their ego is just so inflated that you can't really look at them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean,
Dr. Martin Luther King, your ego is just so inflated. That's why you fought racism. You got to be kidding me.
I'm not saying it's a sole motive, but
You've got to be kidding.
It has to be part of it. It has
Dr.
to.
King had a pretty good idea how he would end his life. If he's a real egotist, he doesn't put himself in that kind of danger of an assassin's bullet.
Of course he does. Of course he does. That he has to. He has to.
He has to.
Because
Sir, Dr. Martin Luther King understood that human beings, all human beings, black, white, red, yellow, whatever, have an equal dignity because we're all created in the image of God. He understood that there's a real value of justice that has been created and defined by God. That's why he did what he did. King was not some incredible egotist out there building his own empire.
Didn't he, though?
Pardon?
Didn't he, though?
Do you think Dr. Martin Luther King created his own empire?
Yeah. He did.
Really?
So did Gandhi.
Oh, you think Gandhi created his own empire?
Yeah. So
Where are their empires?
the millions of followers that they had that were willing to give their lives for things that they didn't even understand. They were following a man. They weren't following a cause. And Gandhi and Martin Luther King had to have known that. Now, I'm not saying that what they did was wrong And I'm not saying that it was the sole motive for what they did. I'm saying because they're human beings, it has to enter into it. And if you deny that, then you're just ludicrous. I mean, humans have ego.
Well, obviously we all have egos.
So it
and
has to be a part of
King
it.
and Gandhi had egos.
So you're
no question about that. But I would argue, when you take King and Gandhi seriously enough and read what they wrote and examine how they lived their lives, you begin to understand that they were incredibly selfless, incredibly unselfish. They had an incredible understanding of justice, of compassion. What do you think? Mother Teresa worked among the dying in Calcutta, India, because she wanted the Mother Teresa kingdom? Give me a break. That woman was an amazing servant. Did she have an ego? Well, of course she had an ego. We all have an ego. We all have an understanding of that I have personality, that I have individuality. No, it wasn't arrogance and pride that motivated Mother Teresa.
I beg to differ. And I think if you ask them, they would be more than willing to admit that. Because...
All right, sir, then I'll make it real personal. I can promise you, I'm not out here speaking motivated by my ego.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Well, then you know nothing of my background. Because, sir, I hate to tell you, I grew up in an environment outside New York City that taught me very clearly that anybody who stands out here and speaks is a flaming idiot. And if you think I'm out here motivated by my ego, you have no understanding of my education, you have no understanding of my cultural background in the slightest.
Oh, you're telling me that you don't really like walking around in that circle and having all of these people watch you speak. You enjoy that.
I'll tell you two things.
You enjoy your influence.
I'll tell you, first of all, I'm scared spitless to speak out here because I don't have the foggiest idea what's going to happen. And secondly, I'm going to tell you that if I was simply into ego gratification, I hate to tell you, the way to gratify your ego, no offense to you guys, is not out on the mall at the University of Arizona.
That's okay. So where would you go to gratify your ego other than people who are trying to learn certain things and are willing to follow you and what you say?
Well, it's real simple.
I mean, you don't go to
the way in America that you gratify your ego is through climbing the corporate ladder, getting as much money, as much power as you can, stimulating your nerve endings as best you can,